Hi, it's Dan Cunliffe, Managing Director of Pangea. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our June video log. I must say, those people who sometimes tell me they've seen the vlog, I really do appreciate it. It's quite nice to hear some comments. And if you do have an interest to leave us a comment, please do so in the YouTube feed at the bottom. So yeah, we're in June. It's been pretty busy. It's been very hot for those of you who are living in the UK and have experienced some of the pretty warm weather recently. We hope that summer does officially arrive and stay with us for a little while, but I'm sure I can attest for most people that last week was nice and warm. It kind of made us dream that we were on a tropical island rather than the UK as an island. Anyway, back to matters at hand. So this month's pretty exciting for us. We are finalists in the CRN Awards for the Best Partner Program. It's probably one of my favorite finalist nominations, to be honest, because we work so hard at trying to create a partner ecosystem and a kind of happy partner world that to be recognized for that is actually a test to the team, our marketing team, and of course our partners. So fingers crossed over to those who are in the same category as us, but hopefully we come away with the win on the day. We've been quite busy with quite a few conferences this month as well. We were at the Tech Accelerate. Pretty much all of the team was there because it was such a great event. It showcases all the brand new startups looking to work through connected services, connected cars, just pretty much anything that would accelerate and grow tech. And probably one of the more interesting things was Williams Formula One team had a car that was, I think they built it for something like £1.7 million. More sensors on it than I guess Intel would put into a computer these days, but it was really, really interesting to see how much effort was put into actually monitoring every single aspect of that car. So one of the other interesting ones I saw was a company called E3T City, I believe, and they did a wall on their stand that was effectively a smart, I suppose, a smart lighting and a smart city replication. It was actually really interesting, and got to talk to those guys about some pretty interesting projects down in Latin America. So let's Tech Accelerate for most of the team. We also have done, well, I did one recently, which was part of Comms Business new initiative, which is to stream loads of live content called Channel Live. And as part of the event happening in September, Channel Live is now also doing this live streaming. And so we did one yesterday, or this week at least, where it was myself from Pangea. We had Carl Churchill, Managing Director at NetPay, and we also had Nathan Mark, who is the Chief Digital Officer at the Daisy Group. I'm not going to say too much about it, but we really discussed digital transformation and what it means for the channel, and so we've got a small little snippet over here for you guys to look at.
As you said, the channels are really kicking into gear until they see it happening already in the market. I mean, do you have any practical examples you want to share?
Yeah, I kind of just caveated by starting. We have this thing where we sell channel kind of only at the moment, which is where we work with, and we have this sort of channels choice for IoT is our kind of focus point. But the idea behind that is to say that, to Cole's point, the channel's got some fantastic salespeople, got incredible relationships, because pretty much everyone buys a comm service, every vertical. So how the practical examples that came was we would go and talk to one of our kind of larger partners and say, guys, there's probably three places we think you're going to make the next several £1 million opportunity. One is you're going to acquire somebody, right? And you're going to feed that back into your business. That's one way to do it. The other way is you're going to sell a shed load of what you've already got, and you're going to have to do really, really well. But the other way, and I firmly believe this, is to look into your customer segment and help us to help you in a way, I suppose, choose what sort of IoT solutions will work. And I explain that by a great kind of new partner of ours based in the Isle of Wight. I've probably spoken about this before, but for a new audience, I'll go through it again. Met the guy at Computer Summit South last year, actually. Came to our stand. They were looking at all
now
the funny...
Channel Live, by the way.
Now called Channel Live, by the way. Sorry. But long story short, they had done fairly well and looked for a more relaxed life in the Isle of Wight. And so now I started a small little telecoms resale, Isle of Wight, random. Anyway, came to my stand, we had a chat, and he said, you know what, I've built some good relationships on the Isle of Wight, and one thing that they don't really do very well over there is monitor things like the utility side of what goes on there. So we've managed to open up a relationship with the guys who manage all the roads, and we're now measuring, or in a trial, to measure the depths of the drains for water to move up and so on. So we're kind of helping these guys learn about how quickly they need to deploy more resources in case there's a flood, but also they're sending guys out to 22,000 gullies twice a year, which costs quite a bit of money. Now they can actually reduce that to maybe once a year, maybe 1.25 times a year, and the returns is incredible. That deal is worth something between £3 and £4 million a year.
Thanks again to Comms Business, David Dunga, for helping and organising that for us. Really enjoyable. It was good to catch up with those guys, and please do check the link in the bottom of our YouTube so you can see the full half an hour. It was actually quite interesting. We've also this week been kindly invited by our local borough, Kingston, to take part in something called Kingston Futures. For those of you who may or may not know, there's a lot of investment being put into the borough to upgrade the student accommodation, to upgrade all the shopping facilities, the retail, the connectivity, everything. And so today and this week there's been a lot of work with everyone involved with investment, and we've been kindly invited to come and give our piece about where we think the IoT can help a town like Kingston, but also the borough of Kingston, all the way from smarter ways of collecting waste to smarter ways of understanding utilities. So we'll be doing a bit of that, and we also have some update on that which we'll share later on. Finally, something that is I think quite important within Pangea, which is how we try and give back to communities. You might know about the apprentices that we've hired, you might know about the graduates that we've supported, but actually this time we're doing something a little bit different for charity. One of our business development managers, Terence Lepore-Trench, if he's your account manager, you probably would know about this already, but Terence is an extremely avid cyclist and has been fortunate enough to get an opportunity to ride in the Ride London. It is on the 30th of July, and he's taking part and riding for probably a very unknown charity called STEM4, which is there to help mental illness in teenagers. It's a very worthy cause, and so he'll be doing the 100-mile course at the 7:30th of July. But what makes it really interesting is we're going to basically look at how the IoT can help Terence and, of course, the world of cycling. So we're looking at putting sensors on the bike to try and measure things like air quality, and we're going to be doing that before his race and then obviously during the race as well. There's been quite a lot of activity that we're going to start to push out. The marketing team has put together a great little storyboard, and I would encourage you to just get involved with the story. There's some interesting things about how pigeons are helping the environment. There's things about how we can make or help bees to I suppose pollinate more. So a lot of really cool stuff coming through from that. I'd really urge you to either sponsor Terence, or maybe just have a look at the videos and the storyboards we've done. I guess that's enough for us this month. As again I said, really appreciate those who watch, really appreciate those who tune in. Hopefully you found this one interesting, and if you do have any comments, please leave them on YouTube. Otherwise, do contact us through our website, which is www.pangea-group.net. Send us an email, which is at contact@pangea-group.net, or just go on Twitter, which is @PangeaConnected. I'm Dan Cunliffe signing off. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.